without seeing. At least this set should be clear by today. So from today onward, we will go for next 5 sets. I'll go, slowly so that you can pick up. Okay, Sonika is ready. Who else is ready? Ramya would also be ready. Ramya? Okay, Ramya, we'll start with you. Pradeep is also ready. And so is Priyanka. I know all these, at least these 3 devotees, I feel will be able to memorize all the 25 verses. There are almost 25 verses. Not difficult. Just 5 sets of 5 verses. That's all. And some of the verses are so simple that there is hardly any effort. Okay, Ramya, we begin with you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Kunti uvacha namaste puruషam tadyam isvara prakriti paraha alaksham sarva bhutanam antarbahiravastitam maya jabanika channa agyadhokshajamapyayam nalakshase mudha drisa nato natyadhara yatha
Yathā paramhamsa.
यथा परमहंसानां मुनीनां ममलात्मनां भक्ति योग विधानार्थं कथं पश्यति स्त्रियः
Very good.
कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नमो पंकजनाभाय नमो पंकजमालिने नमो पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रये.
Very good. How do you feel after reciting this prayer? What is your feeling?
And अच्छा लगा तुम.
क्या अच्छा लगा? Express. Bhakti is all about developing, cultivating the bhava. Bhava means the feeling.
जैसे कि प्रभु जी जैसे मंदिर के डेटीज के सामने ही रिसाइट कर रही हूँ ऐसा लगा.
You feel close and connected. Don't you feel close and connected to Krishna? Very, very strongly connected to Krishna. So at least 3 times, like the doctors prescribe, at least 3 times every day repeat this. It will hardly take few minutes. We have so much time while you are preparing prasad, while you are doing any household work, to keep repeating, revising, memorizing, singing these verses. You will feel connected to Krishna. Okay, Manoram? Now it's your turn.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Kunti uvacha namaste puruṣam tvayaiva Ishvaram prakrite param alaksham sarvabhutanam antarbahiravastitam maya javanika channam agya adakshajam abhyayam nalakshase nalakshase
Right?
Mudodrisha nato natyadhara yathā tatha paramahangsanam muninam amalo atmanam bhakti yoga vidhanartham
Katham
pashyamahi striya Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devakī Nandanaya cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo 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 Pankajanabhaya Namo Pankajamaline Namo Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankaja Angraye.
Good. There is someone in the room with you?
No provision.
Why you are looking at? I was thinking somebody is observing you and you are feeling very conscious about it. Krishna is observing. He is there. Antar bahir avasthitam. When you speak antar bahir avasthitam, you should feel Krishna is there. Antar bahir avasthitam. You have to practice. You have to practice. For you, you have to find out some time during the day in your work, 10-15 minutes, and write it. You will revise by writing it. Please, what I am recommending, please follow it. Otherwise, very quickly it will get erased from your memory. Because there is so much others intake in your head that it will be very difficult for you to retain it. So at least this Janmashtami, as yesterday Krishna gave this inspiration, we will all stand in front of Radha Parsarthi and recite these verses. Okay? So we memorize all of it. This will be the best offering to their lordships. Srimati Kunti Devi is very, very dear to Krishna. And to Radha Parsarthi, how much more dear she is. To please her, to satisfy her. We will see in the coming verses. Today's verse, the two verses, Srimati Kunti Devi focuses on what is the reciprocation they had received from Krishna. Okay, very good. Now who else? Priyanka, go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Kunti uvacha namasya purusam tvādyam ishvara prakrite param alaksham sarva bhutana antarbahir avasthitam maya javanika channam agyadhoksajam avyayam nalakshise madhadrisha natyo dhara param yathā nato natyadharo yathā तथा परमहंसानां मुनीनां अमल आत्मनां भक्ति योग विधानार्थं कथं पश्ये महि स्त्रिया.
क्या हो गया आपको? रिवाइज नहीं किया? कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय
देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः. नमस्ते पंकजनाभाय नमो पंकजमालिने नमो पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांघ्रये
नमो पंकजनाभाय नमो पंकजमालिने नमो पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजाय. You need little more. I am surprised. आपको तो कल याद हो गया था. You were reciting. Practice करना पड़ेगा. So many times we have discussed from Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says Bhakti Yoga is Abhyas. Abhyas Yoga Yuktena Cetasa Nāntā Paramam Purusham Devyam Partha Anuchintayan. So this is Anuchintayan. Chintan means to meditate, to think, to remember. And how one has to do that? Anu is into following into the footsteps of whose? Of those who are acharyas, those who are recognized devotees. So Srimati Kunti Devi is definitely the most recognized devotee. Dayashil bro?
Yes, Prabhuji. I have practiced.
Yes,
in between, there will be some gap, Prabhuji. I will try.
Hi. What were you doing during the day?
I practiced, Prabhuji. I have practiced that.
Have you written 5 times?
While preparing, I wrote, Prabhuji. I by writing only I prepared.
So answer me specifically. How many times did you write?
One time, Prabhuji. One time.
Forget it. What are you thinking for yourself? One time you will write and you will master it. It will never happen. Minimum 5 times. Don't try to copy Ramya. This is not scientific experiment of your lab. It will not happen. This is devotional service. Recite.
Kunti uvacha namasya purusam tvayaiva isparam prakrite param alakshya sarva bhutanam antarbahi avasthitam maya javanika channam Agnya adoksajam अव्ययम ना लक्ष्य से मूढ़दृशा नटो नाट्यधरो यथा तथा परमहंसानां मुनीनां अमल आत्मानां मुनीनां अमल आत्मानां भक्ति योग विधानार्थ भक्ति योग विधानार्थ कथम कथम पश्यामे हि स्त्रिया कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमो पंकजनाभाय नमो पंकजमालिने नमो पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रे।
Very good. Better than expected. But what I told you, you have all the time. Don't waste it.
Yes, Prabhuji. I tried to, what you told yesterday, Prabhuji, I tried to write. Actually, by
How
writing
many
only I
times?
can remember. Otherwise, it is very difficult.
You have written only once.
One time, yeah. I
No,
tried
that's
to.
not- Minimum write 5 times. 5 times. Each verse write. Don't leave it. Unless and until it penetrates your heart, don't leave it. Simple. Okay. Yes, Pradeep.
हरे कृष्ण कुन्ती उवाच नमस्ये पुरुषं त्वाद्यं ईश्वरं प्रकृते परं अलक्ष्यं सर्वभूतानां अन्तर्बहिरवस्थितं मायाजवानिकाचन्नम् अज्ञा अदोक्षजम् अव्ययं न लक्ष्यसे मूढाधृषा नटो नाट्याधरो यथा कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय
No. Tatha param hamsana. Don't eat one. Tatha param hamsana.
तथा परमहंसानां मुनीनाम् अमल आत्मानां
Bhakti yoga.
भक्तियोग विधानार्थं कथं पश्येमि हि स्त्रियः कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रये।
Okay, good. Pradeep is good at reciting verses, but a little more practice is required. Better you write. If you write, then you will retain it longer. You see, in any session, those devotees who make notes, if you are making notes, your focus, your attention, your retention is at least 10 times more than those who do not make notes. They will not be able to remember. So, very important that Sri Krishna wants to see how much effort we are putting. As is the effort, so will be the reciprocation. Pranav.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी।
Hare Krishna.
कुंती उवाच नमस्ये पुरुषं तु वाद्यम् ईश्वरं प्रकृते परम् अलक्ष्यं सर्वभूतानाम् अन्तर्बहिरवस्थितं मायाजवनिकाच्छन्नम् अज्ञादुक्षजम् अव्ययम् न लक्ष्यसे मुरदृश नटो नटधरो यथा तथा परमहंसानां मुनीनाम् अमलात्मनम् भक्तियोग विधानार्थं कथं पश्येम हि स्त्रिया कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमो पंकजनाभाय नमो पंकजमालिने नमो पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रये। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you. Vadan Swarup Prabhu, you want to recite? You are hearing?
Yes, Prabhuji. I said by seeing I can recite. I can.
No, that is not allowed. If you want, you can memorize with such. Who is the host today? Dayashil, you have hosted. You have muted the video of Ravinder Prabhu. Unmuted. Okay, Sonika, you go ahead.
Prabhuji. Kunti uvacha Namaste Purusham Tvadyam Namaste Purusham Tvadyam Ishvara Prakrite Param Alaksham Sarva Bhutanam Antarbahiravastitam Maya Javnikashannam Agyadhokshajam Avyayam Na lakshase mudhadrisha nato natya dharo yatha तथा परम हंसानां मुनीनां आत्मनां भक्ति योग विधानार्थं कथं पश्येमहि स्त्रियः कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रये
Yeah, flawless. Very good. How many times you practiced?
In morning, in front of my altar, I recited so many times.
Keep repeating. It's so good to break the absorption. The only way to break the self-absorption is to have such wonderful recitation. Then you cannot think of yourself. If you are reciting these verses, can we think of ourselves? The mind cannot be prominent then. At least for that period, you are able to overcome the forces of mind. Ganesh Prabhu, you please first unmute the video of Ravinder and Priyanka.
Prabhuji, they have to do it.
They are not able to do. Ravinder, please speak. They are not able to speak also. Is
Yes, Prabhuji, you cannot start your video because the host has stopped it. ये लिख के आ रहा है.
हाँ, करो देखो. चलो बोलो रविंद्र प्रभु. हाँ, आपके ऑडियंस के बिना आपका ऑडियो सुनेंगे. चलो बोलिए.
नमस्ते पुरुषम त्वाद्यम ईश्वरम प्रकृते परम अलक्ष्यम सर्वभूतानां अंतर्बहिरवस्थितम्.
आ गया दर्शन हो गया.
माया जवनिकाच्छन्नम अज्ञ अधक्षजम अव्ययम नालक्ष्यसे मृढदृशा नटनाट्यधर यथा तथा परमहंसानां मुनीनां अमलात्मनं यथा भक्ति विधिनार्थं
भक्ति योग विधानात्.
भक्ति योग विधानार्थं कस्य में कथम पश्यमे हि स्त्रियः नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं.
अरे नहीं
कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंद गोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः. नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रये.
चलो गणेश प्रभु बोलो.
कुंती उवाच नमस्ये पुरुषं त्वां य ईश्वरं प्रकृते परं अलक्ष्यं सर्वभूतानां अंतर्बहिर अवस्थितम् माया चवनिकाच्छन्नम् अज्ञा अधोक्षजम् अव्ययम् न लक्ष्यसे मूढादृशा तथा
नटो नाट्य
नटो नाट्योदरो तथा तथा परमहंसानां मुनीनाम् अमलात्मनां भक्तियोग विधानार्थं कथं पक्षयेमि हि श्रियः कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नमः पंकज नमः पंकज नाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकज नेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजाङ्क्रिये.
Okay, very good. Very good. I have hope. We should all, everyone, should give a special effort to please Krishna. This is the best offering that we can give. How many of you chanted more than 25 rounds today? Ravinder and Priyanka. No one else? Manoram?
Prabhuji completed 25, not more than Prabhuji.
बस मिनिमम पास मार्क 30 है, बस 30 ही लाएंगे बस. अगली क्लास में नहीं पहुंचेंगे इधर उधर ही रह जाएंगे, उसी क्लास में रहेंगे. No one chanted. Sonika, you have also not chanted. And you, now you are full time off. दयाशील, अभी क्या किस चीज में बिजी हो? खेती करने गए थे क्या आज? You are doing plowing. What were you doing? There is no desire to change. This is the problem. Very poor. अगर हमें समय मिल रहा है, अपॉर्चुनिटी मिल रही है, then chant. If you want to progress, then you have to make some extra effort and give up all other useless activities. Minimize it as much as necessary. That's all. At least by mercy today I was able to chant, although it was very difficult for me. Very, very difficult. So many things keep distracting. But the best thing is in the morning, wake up a little early, start early. If you start early, then it is easy. And if you don't start early, then it is impossible. Okay, we'll go to the next set of verses. I'll take the class, another 3 verses we will take at least. yathā Hṛṣīkeśa khalena Devakī kaṁsena ruddhāticiraṁ śuca-arpitā vimocitāhaṁ saha-ātma-jā vibho tvayaiva nāthena muhur vipad-gaṇāt. So Kunti Devi is still glorifying the appearance of Lord Krishna, and in particular, he now focuses the attention of our players towards the very special benedictions, blessings, and protection given by Lord Krishna towards her and her dependents. So she says that yathā Hṛṣīkeśa, Krishna is Hṛṣīkeśa, who is the master and controller of all mind and senses. So khalena Devakī. So Devakī was troubled by whom? By the envious Kaṁsena. Her brother Kaṁsa became the most envious person of Devakī Devi. And he ruddhā ati-ciram śuca-arpitā. Ruddhā is imprisoned her, and he imprisoned her for a very, very long time. How much was the long time? For how long did Kaṁsa imprison Devakī and Vasudev? At least for 8 years. At least for 8 years they were imprisoned. And what he was doing? He was mercilessly slaughtering and killing all the newborn babies of Vasudeva and Devakī. So Ruddhā, to try to understand the verse, याद करने में बड़ा easy हो जाएगा. If you understand the verse, So yathā Hṛṣīkeśa, Krishna is Hṛṣīkeśa, the master of mind and senses. And even though Devakī was troubled by kaṁsena, and how she was imprisoned for a long time, and she was śuca-arpitā. She was distressed. But now she is contrasting between the privilege which Krishna gave her, which was not even available to Devakī Devi. How? Then she says, vimocitāhaṁ saha-ātma-jā vibho. That in my case, what Krishna did, vimocitā. Aham. Aham means towards me. What? Vimocitā means he released me. Not only me. Saha-ātma-jā vibho. Who are the Atmaja of Kunti Devi? Quickly respond. We have less time. Please put your attention here. Yes, Sonika. So many times we have discussed Atmaja.
Atmaj means son, Prabhuji. So Atmaj mean all the brothers of Krishna, like Balram.
No. See, she's saying vimocitā aham cha saha-ātma-jā vibho. Kunti Devi is talking about whom? I just said, hear attentively. Yes, Dayashil Prabhu.
Prabhuji, 5 Pandavas.
Yeah. Vimocitā, that, but in my case, there was so much distress, there was so much calamities, there was so much tribulation, but Krishna, vimocitā, he released them. Aham, to coming towards me, not only me, saha-ātma-jā. Atmaja means those who are born. Ja means to take birth. Atmaja is what? Have you not seen the card of the weddings? Since birth we are seeing Atmaja is written. In Bihar and Bengal, they only write Atmaja. Isn't it? Towards whom they write Atmaja? Towards their sons and daughters. So in case of all the offsprings of Kunti Devi, those who are born from Kunti Devi, so Krishna personally protected them and released them from all suffering. Very beautiful verse. It says that yathā Hṛṣīkeśa tathā Hṛṣīkeśa khalena Devakī and kaṁsena ruddhā ati-ciram. But in her case, she was disturbed śuca-arpitā. For a long time, she was put in captivity. She was put captive. And she lost all her sons. But in my case, my dear Lord, I did not feel the distress. I did not feel the trouble. Because Krishna was always there. Whenever the Pandavas were in trouble, Krishna immediately appeared there and released them from the trouble. And saha-ātma-jā vibho. That not only you saved me, you protected me, you always protected all my children. Isn't it? So here she is remembering what all Krishna has done for her, even more than what he has done to Devakī Devi. Tvayaiva nāthena muhur vipad-gaṇāt. So tvayaiva nāthena, my dear Lord, you are my only tvayaiva. You are my Lordship. Nāthena means the protector from muhur vipad-gaṇāt. Muhur means there was so much trouble, constant trouble, vipad-gaṇāt, from series of dangers and tribulations. O Hṛṣīkeśa, master of the senses of Lord, you have released your mother Devakī, who was long imprisoned and distressed by the envious King Kaṁsa, and me and my children from the series of constant dangers. Okay? Shloka yaad karne mein dikkat to nahi hogi na? I am repeating. If you try to understand the shloka, then you will be very easily able to memorize it. So she is saying, yathā Hṛṣīkeśa khalena Devakī kaṁsena ati-ciram śuca-arpitā vimocitāhaṁ ca saha-ātma-jā vibho tvayaiva nāthena muhur vipad-gaṇāt. Anyone who has not understood the verse, please raise your hand. I will explain it again. But tomorrow I want it memorized. इसको थोड़ा प्रैक्टिस करना पड़ेगा. Yes, रविंद्र प्रभु. बोलिए. आपने हाथ उठाया था फिर नीचे कर दिया. कुछ कहना है?
कांसेन रुधिर
कांसेना. हाँ, तो देखिए, yathā Hṛṣīkeśo. So she is glorifying Krishna, who is Hṛṣīkeśa. And what happened? Khalena Devakī kaṁsena. Khalena means that khalu. Khalu means one who is evil or bad. One is mridu and the other is khalu. So Kaṁsa is not mridu. Kaṁsa was khalu. He was envious. Towards whom? Towards Devakī. And what he did? Ruddhā ati-ciram, śuca-arpitā. So he imprisoned. And he imprisoned Devakī for a long time. And he put her constantly in so much of tribulation and anxieties. How? By constantly killing all the children. Okay? But now we will see the purport, it will become very more clear, even more clear. Prabhupada is highlighting that. Devakī, the mother of Krishna and sister of King Kaṁsa, was put into prison along with her husband Vasudeva because the envious king was afraid of being killed by Devaki's eighth son Krishna. He killed all the sons of Devakī who were born before Krishna. But Krishna escaped the danger of child slaughter because he was transferred to the house of Nanda Maharaj, Lord Krishna's foster father. Kunti Devi, along with her children, was also saved from a series of dangers. But Kunti Devi was shown far more favor because Krishna did not save the other children of Devakī. This we see. All other 7 born babies to Devakī were killed. Isn't it? They were these 7 maruts. Krishna did not save them. But in case of Kunti Devi, Krishna did not allow even one Pandava to be lost or to be killed. So she is acknowledging this fact. So she thinks Lord Krishna did not save the other children of Devakī, whereas he saved the children of Kunti Devi. The Prabhupada puts the explanation. This was done because Devaki's husband Vasudeva was living, whereas Kunti Devi was a widow. So one explanation Acharya is giving, that because Devakī had husband, so they could have more children. Isn't it? That is what we see. Even one was killed, Devakī conceived and gave birth to another child. But in case of Kunti Devi, if she would have lost her child, then there was no possibility to have any newborn children, because her husband Pandu was already dead. So Prabhupada writes that in the purport. This was because Devaki's husband Vasudeva was living, whereas Kunti Devi was a widow. And there was none to help her except Krishna. So Kunti Devi was fully dependent on Krishna. The conclusion is that Krishna endures more favor to a devotee who is in greater danger. This is very important principle. That Krishna endures more favor to a devotee who is in great danger, and also Krishna endures more favor to a devotee who is more dependent on Krishna. Sometimes he puts his pure devotee in such dangers because in that condition of helplessness, the devotee becomes more attached to the Lord. The more the attachment is there for the Lord, the more the success is there for the devotee. Today in our Bhakti Web, of course, we were discussing. Normally it is said that the pure devotee never asks Krishna for any help. Isn't it? The pure devotee does not want to ask Krishna for any help. He does not want to engage Krishna in his service. He wants to render service. But when there is great danger, there is the danger of one's own life. or there is a danger of one's service being blocked, then one can pray to Krishna for help. And here we see Kunti Devi, she is appreciated. You see, in this way, if we learn how much we should appreciate the Lord for the favor that He is showing to us. Do we deserve that? Have we served Him? But He is showing us special favor, and Kunti Devi is acknowledging it. Okay. So we go ahead to the next verse. What were the dangers? She will list one after the other. Vishan Maha Agni Purushada Darshana Asat Sabhaya Vanavas Kritrita Mride Mride Anek Maharatha Astrato Ranya Astras Chashma Hare Abhirakshita. What were the great dangers where Krishna came and personally protected the Pandavas? The first was Visha. There was great poisoning done. To whom? Where was the poison administered? We hear now. Who is an aggressor? So the aggressor is said that one who administers poison. So when was the poisoning effect done? Just 1 minute. Hare Krishna. So now she is counting some of the very, very difficult situations. So the first is Vishan. So who administered poison? The Kauravas administered poison. When and where? Who remembers? Yes, Madan Swarup Prabhu?
Bhima was poisoned by Duryodhana
Yes.
in Gurukul.
And then what he did?
He was thrown in the river.
Yeah.
Bhima was thrown in the river.
And you know what happened after that?
He reached to some other loka or something.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Look, he reached to Nagloka. He reached to Nagloka. And when he woke up, so when he reached to Nagloka, the snakes bit him. And when the snakes bit him, what happened? The poison which was inside, it was sucked by the snakes. So Bhima became free of poison. And when he became free of poison, because he was unconscious for a long time, he was very hungry and he was very angry. So he started catching the tails of the snakes and started beating them to death. And this way he killed many of them. And immediately there was such a big, turmoil in the Nagloka. And he was brought to Vasuki. And Vasuki gave him that nectar. So he had the strength of 10,000 elephants. That is why how Bhima achieved that strength. So Krishna saved them. So she is acknowledging that all those situations which appeared, so Krishna's protection was there. Maha-Agni. Maha-Agni is in where? That place. What is that place? Where the new house was made of lac. Yes, Ramya.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Lakshyagraha.
Lakshyagraha, very good. And there were so many man-eaters, demons, Purushada, Darshana. So she is saying, my dear Krishna, your Lordship has protected us from a poisoned cake, from a great fire, from cannibals, the man-eating demons, from the vicious assembly, Asat Sabha. Asat Sabha is where there was the game of dice. Asat Sabha. And by cheating, they usurped the entire kingdom of the Pandavas. And also the Asat Sabha was where Draupadi was tried to be disrobed. So these were all Asat Sabha. And in the Asat Sabha, Krishna protected them. From suffering during our exile in the forest, that is Asat Sabhaya Vanavasa. Very easy. Simple. Vishan Maha-Agne Purushada Darshanat. Vishan is poison. Maha-Agni is this great fire. Purushada is those man-eating demons. Then Asat Sabhaya Vanavasa. Then Mride is again and again in the battle. Anek Maharatha. Maharatha means great generals. Who are the great generals? Bhishma was there, Drona was there, Karna was there. So many were there. And there were so many weapons. Astrata. One moment.
Prabhuji, you are muted. We could not able to.
We are not able to hear you, Prabhuji.
Okay, sorry. So she is remembering and she is, feeling this gratitude and she is expressing it to Krishna that, my dear Krishna, your Lordship has protected us from the poisoned cake, from the great fire, from cannibals, from the vicious assembly, from suffering during our exile in the forest, from the battle where great generals fought, and now you have saved us from the weapon of Ashwatthama. So in every situation, you have protected us. You have prevented us from any such loss. A list of dangerous encounters is submitted herein. Devakī was once put into difficulty by her envious brothers. Otherwise, she was well. But Kunti Devi and herself were put into one difficulty after another for years and years together. They were put into trouble by Duryodhana and his party due to his kingdom, and each and every time the sons of the Kunti were saved by the Lord. Once Bhima was administered poison of cake. Once they were put into the house made of lac that was set fire, and once Draupadi was dragged into the vicious assembly of the Kurus, and attempts were made to insult her by stripping her naked. The Lord saved Draupadi by supplying an immeasurable length of cloth, and Duryodhana's party failed to see her naked. Similarly, when they were exiled in the forest, Bhima had to fight with man-eater demon, Hidimba Rakshas, but the Lord saved him. So it was not finished there. After all these tribulations, there was a great battle of Kurukshetra, and Arjuna had to meet such great generals as Drona, Bhima, Bhishma, and Karna, all powerful fighters. And at last, even when everything was done, there was the Brahmas released by the son of Dronacharya to kill the child within the womb of Ruddhā. And so the Lord saved the only surviving descendant of the Kurus, Maharaj Parikshit. So I'll stop here because these two verses, you will have to put a little effort. Second is easy, not difficult, but a little more is required because we have not heard much of this verses. The next verse is very easy. From then onwards, it's very simple. Vipada santuta shashvat tatra tatra jagat guru bhavato darshanam yathā apunar bhava darshanam. So the next verses are very, very popular verses that you all know. Then the next verse is Janmaishwarya Shuta Shubhir. This is also easy. Then Namo Kinchan Vittaya. These are all easy verses. So next set of 5. So you revise the 5 that you have done and you memorize this 2. 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. Okay. So that is my request. That is my recommendation. And with you, I also have to memorize these 2 verses because these 2 verses are not in my memory. I have to put little effort on these 2 verses. Thank you very much. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Shri Kunti Devi ki jai, all good.